Magic fans, we are back with our March of the Machine quick draft in-depth pick analysis games to see how our deck plays out. We made our 3 extra cuts. I pulled the barrages and the barb. The barb is not a very good removal spell. It's expensive for only 2 damage. And the barrage. These are both cards that can get stuck in your hand and ruin a game for you, especially barrage if you aren't playing against white or blue. It's quite bad in that scenario. We may regret not having them because we don't have a lot of removal. I really wanted to try this, even though, you know, word on the street is it's not that good. We made some tough cuts. We cut this. We already have 6 4-drops. I think we're okay there. And we cut this dragon because we're not really doing the convoke thing, and it's just too expensive for us. I like to sort my deck into effective costs. So this is our curve by mana, but effectively some of these spells you will not play on the turn of their mana, right? Cosmic Hunger we probably won't. That's more likely a turn 4 play, turn 5 to kill something big. So we'll put it, it'll average it out, put it at 4. These all seem like they're in the right spot. Seed Core is probably a turn 5 play, maybe even 6, because we're going to want to use it on a big attack, most likely. And when you split it out this way, our curve looks great, right where we want it. Topping out around 3 with good cards. 2 and 4, both fat as well. This is about where a green deck curve should be. And I think with 2 Blighteds and the Kami, we're just fine with 17 lands. We have an equal amount of red and green cards, honestly, at each curve point, so we just go with 9 green, 8 red, because it's a little more important to hit green for the 3 color fixing here. And, yep, we're good. Let's get into the games before time runs out on this event and see if we drafted well, or at least get an indication of whether or not we drafted well, because of course I could botch the games and might not be our deck's fault. Conversely, our opponent could botch his games. But we don't know the combat tricks of the format. Again, this was effectively a blind draft. We know it's the Phyrexian incubator format, which I think is a cool format. I always kind of like the incubator mechanic. I like the incubator decks. This is a very good hand, frankly. This allows us to discard our overcosted dino that we can't play anytime soon. Maybe draw something more useful. I mean, it does look like we're going to be able to cast it at some point. But it's just, there's too many things we could draw that would be helpful. Land wasn't it. I guess after drawing a land, we should have tossed the land. That was a bit of a mistake, perhaps. But now we can discard a land to the invasion. We have haste creatures for our next 2 plays. I think we'll just lay them out naturally. Instead of using the treasure, we'll save the treasure for I don't know what. The guy can flip for us on his own. got a 2/2 incubator. We have to remember that when we're attacking. Ooh, that's kind of gross. Wow, so huh. Phyrexian. Don't like that. I guess we just play this out and attack. Can't block that. This guy's deck is really good. Or he just high roll us with multiple Norns. So we should not have discarded our dinosaur after all. Opponent's playing a little slow. We just have to transform this guy so we can flip the battle. We flip the battle so we can get an extra creature to block his little guys with, hopefully. We tutor up the battle that does 4 damage. Nah, we're screwed. We would have tutored up the battle that did 4 damage and tried to get something going, but well, this is something. Does he sack his creature to not flip the battle is what he's wondering right now. does. Interesting. There are some kill spells that do 4. Maybe getting it 5/5 keeps it alive one more turn, I don't know. That's unfortunate. I mean, he has removal. What are you going to do? Okay. I think that guy's deck was phenomenally good, honestly, so I'm not too disappointed by that outcome. It may be that the computer doesn't draft the Phyrexian deck. Now, I will say, these would have been excellent. I mean, we had solid stuff, it just didn't come together. So, we give up, we try again. Move on to game 2. We're going to go for it because we have 2 lands and a 2 draw play and a treasure token. This card makes it possible. Because we can play that turn too and discard something we don't want, potentially. This way we can drop the battle next turn and attack it without him expecting it. And we block his 1/1. Yeah, we're not going to walk into his trick. Next turn we can just play the Geoderm. Oof. Double strike getting backup counters is not good. It's really going to start eating into our life total here. I wonder if the red-green battles archetype is not very good. That's a possibility. So we've come up against two quite aggressive aggro decks. Oh, I thought I had one that did 4 damage to other targets. I guess I do not. That's not good. Yeah, more backup. That sucks. It's out of kill range now of our Stoke the Flames. We probably should have killed it. And now we can't kill it. I think we have to use the vigilance here. Well, we lose. He destroyed us on 3 mana, honestly. Probably should have killed the double striker once we saw he had a backup deck. I'm gonna say that's a mistake on our part. I don't know, more of a play mistake than a deck mistake, but so far our results are not great. I will take the fall for that one though, as soon as we knew it was a backup deck, we should have killed the 4 toughness. Double striker, huge. Kind of obvious when you think about it in retrospect. That one card killed us. He probably would have had not much he could do to us without that one card. He was stuck on 3 lands the whole game. We might have legitimately just completely given that game away by not making that play properly. This is totally fine. This is a good hand even. As far as we know at least. I don't know. if our deck is format appropriate. Really? Don't tell me it's the same guy again. It's a good card. Damn. I like the art on this card. We really need to get rid of that thing. Oh, and she's a knight. Brutal. This is rough, man. This does us no good. It's like we can't even attack if we play this. So we got 4 mana. Shoot. Oh, this is terrible. We can't attack. We can't block. Our removal can't remove. We got killed by the same card 2 games in a row. Because I don't... I don't see what we can draw. Just nothing. There's nothing we can draw. Okay, he really wants it. It's an obvious. We just have to let him have it. So we have access to 6 mana. This is no good because he can just block with 2/3/3s. He just attacked me with everything. If I stop the Kithkin, he gets in for 12. Has 4 creatures on the board and draws a card. If I don't attack, if I chump the Kithkin, yeah, it probably goes badly for him. Ugh. Yeah, I'm screwed. Little finishing touch there. Let's see. We can't attack. Basically all we can do. We can bait him into a bigger attack and then remove one of his guys. Wow. This guy's got the deck, man. Wow, really? So he's got removal. He's got removal for this guy. This is hilarious. I forgot about his tapper, to be honest. Yeah, even if we create the token and block, we die. Okay, so somewhat of a humiliating result here in our first draft analysis, going 0 and 3. I genuinely cannot remember the last time I went 0 and 3. I guess it's good it's a quick draft because the rewards are bad anyway, but dang. I don't know if our draft was bad. I honestly think our draft wasn't bad. I'm thinking maybe maybe red-green was not the archetype for this particular set. I wonder if we were to Google it, which colors were considered good, which were bad. I don't think we got enough battles, maybe? I'm not sure. It was fun. I enjoyed the draft, but for whatever reason, this didn't come together. Twice that reason was the Kithkin double striker. So, if we'd kept this card in our deck instead of this card, what else were we considering removing? These. We got these like every game. If these had been this, we win the second game for sure. And the third game is a toss-up. We just didn't have enough removal. All we had was Stoke and Cosmic Hunger. And we didn't have big enough creatures on the board for Hunger to do what it had to do because they pumped their Kithkin. So, yeah, these were probably a keep. I think that mistake we could easily be 2-1 right now instead of 0-3 if we hadn't cut these two cards, which were honestly like the community recommended cards to cut were the three we cut: Barb and Barrage, right? Because we looked it up afterwards. That's what it was saying. You know, out there in the deck building world, the card rankings. So one big play mistake where we should have stoked the double striker game 2. We might have won anyway, and then we would at least be 1-2. But that's okay. Our analysis and draft, I think, was good, and that was the point. The games were just academic, honestly. So thanks for joining us if you joined, and we'll see you next time. Have a good day.